Hi everyone, it's Whitney, and today we're going to do a book haul. Um, Personally, I love to shop at secondhand bookshops or get my books discounted. Um, One, you spread your money out that way, and two, this way you never really know what kind of books you're going to find. It's kind of like a thrill to go into a secondhand bookshop and you're browsing the shelves and you see all these titles or authors that you've never really heard of before. You can find some really unique things, really unique editions, and for me, that is one of the most exciting things about buying a book is to find something that's you're not going to find elsewhere. And you also get those discounts, so that's nice too. Um, so for for my book hauls, mostly you will see secondhand bookshops, garage sales, trips to Goodwill, and maybe even gifting books. So I've got a stack here. Went for Christmas. I got a little bit of spending money that I could go a little crazy with. Last year I did really, really well. I didn't bring in a lot of books to the house. I've been trying to cut back on that. Not doing like a book buying ban or anything, but just limiting the amount of books that are coming in because I want to try and read and what I have and clear out some of the stuff that I don't need anymore, do a bit of a cull of my books, if you will. Um, so I got some book money, and or it wasn't book money, but for me it was. I decided as soon as I got it, it was going to be spent for books as a bit of a treat. So first thing I did is I went to my local Goodwill because they always have 50% off days for books. So I think mine was on a Tuesday. So I went a little bit of crazy because I found really great books and they were 50% off of an already discounted price. So a lot of these books were a buck or maybe even $2. So you can't beat that. So the first book I got was The Tent by Margaret Atwood, which of course you've already seen if you've been watching my videos because I've already read it. It's a hardcover and it's of course, Margaret Atwood, a great Canadian author. I've only read a little bit of her work, but I really love it, so I was excited to see this, and I had to grab it. And for me, hardcovers are great for the bookshelf. I think they just make the your bookshelves look so much nicer. So I always try and go for hardcovers. And if I have a paperback, I will buy a hardcover to replace it if I can find a nice enough one. So I grabbed that. The next that I saw was a little paperback of Ballet Shoes by Noel Stratfield. And I don't really know much about this author or the book series, but I saw that it was from the 30s, which was really cool. And this is a great edition, I think, from the 60s. And all I really know why it stood out to me, or actually, I think this is from the 70s. The reason it stood out to me though is because of You've Got Mail. I know she talks about the shoe books, so I had to pick it up. The next one I saw was a book by Lucy Montgomery called Along the Shore, and I'm pretty sure that this is the second book in a collection of short stories that was published possibly after she had already passed away. So I grabbed that. I'm excited to see what this is all about. And because I love the Anne of Green Gables series, and of course, being Canadian, I loved growing up with the Anne of Green Gables movies and the Road to Avonlea series. So anything from that world, I always love to read. So I'm happy to have this in my collection, and it's basically brand new. It is like a gorgeous copy. It's not been touched, so I had to grab that. Then I came across two Roald Dahls, the BFG and Matilda. I read Matilda when I was in school, but I've never read BFG. These are great kids' books, but if you're like me and you're a kid at heart, you'll never get tired of reading them. And again, perfect condition books. The next one I found was Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And this is an okay edition. It's kind of a boring cover, but it's a hard cover. So I thought I'd pick it up. I just finished Jane Eyre, so I'm excited to see what Emily Bronte's work is like. And I know a lot of great things have been said about this. It's one of those must-read books, so I'm happy to have it in my collection now. The next one that I found, I was very excited. Amy McKay's The Virgin Cure. And I've already read this book, but I loved it so much that I'd like to have it in my collection. And it's again a hardcover. And another book I really loved by her is The Birth House, which I have in my collection. I'm dying to see if I can find that in hardcover because I have a paperback. But yeah, this was a really great book. I borrowed it from my mother-in-law, and now I have got it in my own collection. So I was very excited to find this, especially for the price that I got it at. The next book, I don't know much about, but it's called A Memoir of Friendship by Carol Shields and Blanche Howard, and it's basically just letters to each other. And I'm not, I don't know much about it. I just saw it, and I saw that Carol Shields was one of the letter writers, and I had to get it just for that purpose alone. She's another great Canadian author. I love The Stone Diaries, which she wrote, and another great book by her is The Box Garden, which I have. And I have a few other ones that I'm trying to read too, but I haven't got around to it yet. I think one was Happenstance, another is Larry's Dinner, or some Larry's Party, something like that. And then, of course, Unless, which was, I think, her last book before she passed. So, very excited about this. This is one of those cool finds that you're never sure what you're going to come across when you go into a secondhand bookshop. Then I moved on to an actual secondhand bookstore, which is actually close to the Goodwill, so I just walked over. And I had some credit built up there, so I was able to stretch that money even further. I got The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, which is a really beautiful edition here with a little bookmark and everything. I got My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier. I haven't read anything by Daphne du Maurier, but I know that Rebecca is supposed to be amazing, and then I heard that this is supposed to be even more amazing, but it's less well known. So I saw that and I snatched it up as soon as I saw it because it was a really reasonable price. Next, I came across this book. It's called Zarafa, A Giraffe's True Story from Deep in Africa to the Heart of Paris. Uh-oh, I've got a cranky baby. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. um, yeah, A Giraffe's True Story from Deep in Africa to the Heart of Paris. So it's actually a true story of a giraffe that was given to a king and was walked all the way from Africa to Paris. They made the trip by walking him there. So I thought that was really cool because I love giraffes. And I've got actually a little collection of giraffes over there if you can see them on my shelf. And another thing is I have a book journal which I'm trying to fill, and this starts with a Z, so I can put that in there. So I had to get it just for those two reasons alone. I'm not sure what it's going to be like, but I thought it'd be pretty cool. It seems pretty cool. So that's what I got with my Christmas money. I've got a little bit of money left over, but I'll probably, I won't be spending that on books anytime soon. Um, and then I went to my mother-in-law's, and she had a couple books for me to borrow. The one, which I've been dying to read because I heard all about it on BookTube, is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And this has, I'm so excited to read this. I know so many of you have raved about it, and I love the premise, the idea that he found all these, I think it's a he, yeah, he found all these weird pictures of children and then made stories about them or made a story all about it. See, I really don't even know much about it except for what I've heard about it. And this is one of my guilty pleasures too. When I go out to an antique mall and I come across old photographs, old family photographs, some of them are so strange or creepy or have such a personality that I have to buy them. I collect them. I have a little drawer full of people's old family photographs. It's strange, I know. My husband thinks it's really creepy, but they're so cool. And some of them have, like I said, such a personality that you have to, it's like I have a soft spot for it. And I sometimes think about who were these people and how did their pictures end up at an antique mall? Like, it just seems so strange to me, and I create these stories in my head. And actually, when I went to school for art, and I made a lot of. That's what my projects usually revolved around, was the same idea. So I thought I'm very excited to read this. I thought this so cool. We kind of have a kinship already, me and the author. Um, so I'm excited to read that, and I saw the second one's out now too. So I'm hoping that that's really great. And then the other one she lent me was The Good Dream by Donna Van Leer, and I don't know much about it, but it's come highly recommended by her, and she knows me pretty well, so I'm sure it's going to be great. And look how beautiful the cover is. So pretty. I love these glass bottles. All right, and that is my haul. So I have lots to read, and hopefully I can get through a bunch of these soon, and maybe even get some reviews up. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to be much of a reviewer, but we'll see. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.